And is going to create, that's the main concern across Atlantic City. You will be finding some snow, but as this area of low pressure moves offshore throughout the day tomorrow, you'll see the winds coming in from the east. But as we go through the day on Saturday, they're going to turn around and they're going to get stronger. They're going to be more of a northerly direction, so we'll see it anywhere from Long Island right down the coast, the Chesapeake Bay, up around the Delaware Bay, also dealing with those strong northerly winds, which could be as high as maybe 60 miles an hour. So that's going to cause a lot of problems here along the coastal areas. Let's talk more about the wind speeds. Not too much of an issue for today or tomorrow during at least the first part of the day. But as that storm gets a little bit closer to us by tomorrow night and throughout the day on Saturday, here we've stopped it at 2 o'clock. That snow going to be blown around in D.C. by a 40-mile-an-hour wind gust, and also Atlantic City. The wind gust could be as high as 60 miles an hour. So that is why we have the blizzard warning out for all the snow around the Virginias and Maryland. And we're also concerned right along the coast as those strong winds will still be with us on Sunday, although they may not be as rough, but they're still going to be around. Alex?
All right, well, we are continuing our conversation of Winter Storm Jonas. That's next year on Weather Center Live, making sure that you are prepared for what is coming your way. Jonas not only bringing snow and ice, we also have storms, even some severe weather to get you through. It's all next as Weather Center Live rolls on.
A winter storm warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 27 degrees under sunny skies. This afternoon, sunshine and clouds mixed. A few flurries or snow showers possible. High 29. Winds light and variable. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 19. Winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace.
And I'm meteorologist Jennifer Lopez. And today we have snow, ice, flooding, wind, rain, storms, even the threat of tornadoes to get you through.
Yeah, a lot to track. And it's all coming from Winter Storm Jonas. But let's start with the wintry side of things. Right now, word from the District of Columbia School District, D.C., that classes are canceled on Friday. Currently, 68 million are under winter weather alerts, and already there's a state of emergency for Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Virginia.
And the reason why is with this snowstorm coming in, we are going to be watching out for blizzard conditions where wind speeds are expected to be up to around 40 to maybe 60 miles an hour in some places. And the blizzard warning is posted for the Baltimore area as well as D.C. and much of northern Virginia.
All right, so we want to get you the very latest on Winter Storm Jonas.
And for that, we go to Dr. Greg Postel. He's keeping a close eye on this over in the lab. And Dr. Postel, what is happening right now? And of course, we want to know what's going to happen next.
Well, that's the million-dollar question. I think a lot of snow is coming right to the mid-Atlantic. There's no secret there. We've been talking about that for a while, as have many others. Here's our forecast map showing you in some places in northern Virginia, even western Maryland, not far from D.C., could get over 2 feet of snow. Other places, New York, probably closer to 5 to 8 inches. And then coastal sections here, a lot less. There's going to be an onshore wind helping bring somewhat milder air into the coast. That's going to limit the amounts there. That's what we think right now. That's the current latest sort of estimate of what the storm is going to do, but it's also going to bring some snow to the mid-south and even the deep south. Look at some of these places out here. We've got western Tennessee, including Memphis, perhaps getting close to 4 to 6 inches, maybe a little bit more than that. North Georgia in the mountains, 1 to 3 inches. And even look at some of these numbers out here, just west of Raleigh, probably 5 to 8 inches in Durham. That's on top of some icing that they're going to get too, freezing rain tomorrow. So this will have all hazards to deal with, contend with. We're going to have ice, we're going to have snow, and we're going to have some very strong winds that could aid in some of the power outages across the region. And you know what? On the satellite pictures, there are some very interesting aspects of it that I want to get to. One cyclone right here at upper levels, you can kind of see that thing twirling around. There's another one right here. These guys, over the next, I would say, 18 hours, are going to sort of join forces over the Mid-South, but then they're going to be helped out even more by this jet streak right up here. A very fast core of winds in the jet stream is going to be swooping down along that, and it's going to help those two along the way. And then by the time that gets over to the East Coast, we're going to see pressures fall pretty quickly Friday night and early Saturday. That will ultimately become the primary storm that moves up the coast. And you can see that happening. This is just a brief evolution going from Friday night. See that transfer? It's not really a transfer, but it's more like a redevelopment here off the South Carolina coast. That then takes over, and look at all those lines. That means strong wind. Those are isobars. The closer they are together, the stronger the wind, and we got that for sure. I would not be surprised to see wind gusts over 60 miles per hour along the coast, including New Jersey and Delaware. That would be especially later on Saturday. So let's time it out, giving you your feel. Pick your spot on the map. All kinds of weather, winter weather to deal with. The pink is a mix of rain and snow. The purple is freezing rain. That's the most dangerous of all, because that's rain coming down and then freezing on contact. And that's tomorrow. This is going to be a big story, I think, with the freezing rain potential in North Carolina, including Raleigh, Greensboro, Charlotte, Durham, Chapel Hill, everywhere in between. This is going to accumulate perhaps as much as a half an inch, or what's called a crete, a half of inch of ice, leading to some damage to trees, possibly, power lines, possibly, and also power outages with that. That would be tomorrow. Then comes the snow. As the colder air aloft moves in, the storm really begins to wind up here off the coast, generally head in that direction. Colder air aloft begins to swoop in across the Mid-South and South and convert things from rain to at least a mixture, if not all snow, including parts of Carolinas, western South Carolina and North Carolina. And then here is the payoff, right in here on Saturday, all the way from New York, the I-95 corridor. Watch out for a lot of snow on Saturday and Saturday night. But also keep in mind, guys, this is not that cold a storm. The rain-snow line you're going to have to keep very close an eye on, because it's going to be shifting back and forth. A little wiggle in the storm track will bring that rain-snow line westward or eastward, and could make a huge difference in the amount of snow that you get. There's a lot yet to sort out. Stay tuned. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Postel. Meanwhile, let's get a little bit more specific and detailed here on some of these cities that will be impacted. One spot that really is looking like it would be one of the bullseyes, that would be our nation's capital.
Yeah, D.C. is underneath a blizzard warning, as not only are you going to expect a ton of snow, but we're looking and we're very concerned about those strong winds, which is going to blow all that snow around. And just the bottom line, if you don't have to get out in this mess, we want you to stay put.
Yeah, National Weather Service hasn't issued a blizzard warning in D.C. for, get this, over 1,100 days.
Wow.
It's been that long. It's been a while. So you don't see it a whole lot out there, but let's time it out. We'll start you out Friday right around late morning, early lunchtime hour. There's the snow beginning to move on in, and it stays with us, Jennifer, all the way through our Friday evening, Saturday, and then finally it looks like Sunday morning is when we start to see things tapering off.
Yeah, Sunday the system is still going to be offshore, so we won't expect much more of accumulating snow by the end of the weekend, but we're still concerned about that wind coming in on Sunday as well. We've had snow in January and some big storm systems here in D.C. One was about 100 years ago, back in January, where they got more than 28 inches.
And we are going to be getting pretty close to that mark here. Forecasted totals getting into that 2 feet plus range. Look at these areas here from parts of Virginia up through Maryland, 28, 21, 25 inches. You see 2 feet is pretty much a common thread here across the board.
Yeah, I-81 could be a complete mess, as well as 95 here. And as you travel 95, even north of D.C., up around Baltimore, doesn't really improve much. We're still expecting some heavy amounts of snow across Baltimore, even Annapolis, almost 2 feet. The eastern shore, well, may not get as much, but look, we're still quite impressive across Maryland and Delaware with more than a foot of snow coming in.
That is nothing to sneeze at, that is for sure. So basically, if you don't have to be out there driving around, please just stay on inside and wait for things to settle down.
All right, another look. It won't be as heavy up around New York, but there is a blizzard watch for those winds going in on Long Island.
All right, well, Winter Storm Jonas not only has a wintry side, there's a dangerous severe threat that we also have to prepare you for.
And up next, we're going to talk more about the coverage of severe storms for tomorrow and tell you who's at risk for tornadoes across the South.
I don't want to live with the uncertainties of Hep C.
Or wonder whether I should seek treatment.
I
I am ready.
Because today, there's Harvoni, a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. Harvoni is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment. It's the one and only cure that's one pill once a day for 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. With Harvoni, there's no interferon, and there are no complex regimens. Tell your doctor if you have other liver or kidney problems, HIV, or other medical conditions, and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Harvoni may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects of Harvoni may include tiredness, headache, and weakness.
I am ready to put Hep C behind me.
I am ready to be cured.
Are you ready? Ask your Hep C specialist if Harvoni is right for you.
Stop! Put down the phone! Were you considering a reverse mortgage to get cash now? Reverse mortgages might appear to be a quick solution, but do you really want to listen to a TV actor about mortgaging your home? Reverse mortgage is really just a fancy term for a loan. There is a better way. The Annuity Action Network has solutions for you. If you have an annuity or receive payments from an insurance company, you can get the cash you need now. Learn how to accelerate your payments. You can choose which payments or parts of payments to accelerate. This means you are in control of your money and how to get it when you want it. Call today. Find a solution that's best for you and get help accelerating your payments into cash now. The Annuity Action Network will show you how. It is simple and fast. Call the Annuity Action Network today at 800-939-8760. We have the answers. No loans, no mortgages, no debt. Just cash now. Call 800-939-8760 right now. Don't wait.
I really want there to be a venue where people who are trying to make a difference can have a voice and have a place to talk about their passions. Weather, climate, environment, technology, science. They're the topics of our lives right now. So let's talk about them.
A winter storm warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 27 degrees under sunny skies. This afternoon, sunshine and clouds mixed. A few flurries or snow showers possible. High 29. Winds light and variable. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 19. Winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
There's a more enjoyable way to get your fiber. Try Phillips Fiber Good Gummies Plus Energy Support. It's a new fiber supplement that helps support regularity and includes B vitamins to help convert food to energy.
These are good.
Nice work, Phillips.
The tasty side of fiber from Phillips.
Jet.com is here. The smart way to save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since credit cards.
And all you do is sign.
With Jet.com, you can save on pretty much anything. It's the biggest thing in shopping since shopping.
You found the love of your dreams, and together, you had the kid of your dreams. Now you can put them in the car of your dreams for a lot less than you might think. With a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz, you can enjoy legendary safety, innovation, and performance at a price you can afford. And that's a pretty sweet dream. Visit the certified pre-owned sales event now through February 29th, only at your authorized dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
You know, there's a fast, easy way to borrow. RiseCredit.com. With $500 to $5,000 in your account as soon as tomorrow. And with rates that actually go down over time, you can apply with confidence. Visit RiseCredit.com today.
We are concerned with tornadoes, not just today, but throughout the weekend. Here are Torcon values where there is the possibility of a tornado within a 50-mile radius, and that includes you in New Orleans and across Mississippi and Louisiana and parts of Mississippi, at least tonight. The Torcon is pretty high at 5 here. Then the Torcon continues over towards Mobile, and that'll be through the early morning hours. And then in Tallahassee, starting tomorrow, we have a Torcon value of 3. New Orleans, we're just waiting on the rain. In the meantime, we're out and about seeing the beautiful city. The temperature is above average. We're on the mild side with 70 degrees. That's all going to change for you once this rain comes through and that cold front ushers in the cold air. But first, we have to talk about the severe weather. Tornado watch just to the east of you in Houston to Lake Charles up towards Alexandria. We have had within this tornado watch several tornado warnings and a lot of severe thunderstorms that have produced hail. So large hail is a huge concern with these thunderstorms that develop throughout this area. Here's one tornado watch. It goes towards Louisiana for Beauregard Parish, and then it grows over towards East Texas for the county of Newton. So again, right along the state line there, you see a possible tornado going towards the city of Maryville. So be on the lookout here. Again, these storms are starting to develop, it looks like in East Texas, and pushing towards the east over towards Louisiana. Just to the north of that tornado warning up around Leesville, you need to take cover because the severe thunderstorm is trying to come your way, and wind speeds could be up to around 60 miles an hour, and we could also have the threat for a lot of that hail to develop. So again, anywhere across East Texas and into Louisiana for the next few hours, we're going to be watching out for several severe thunderstorms and also the possibility of tornadoes. Eventually, we're going to see this system just fill in as we go throughout the afternoon. More for you in Jackson, coming late tonight into Mobile and into Montgomery, and then just continuing to work its way along the coast and over into Georgia with those showers and thunderstorms through tomorrow morning. Alex?
All right, well, let's talk about the Friday time frame, because all those storms will be marching east. Looking live now, Tampa, Florida there on the left, Charleston, South Carolina on the right. Got cloudy skies in both areas, but we'll be looking for the threat for storms, and some of those could pack a punch heading through our Friday. So here's the setup for us now as we head on into tomorrow. There's our storm system, and basically the threat zone here will be generally south of where we have this warm front and then east of where we have the cold front, what is known as the warm sector of this storm system. The jet stream trying to dive its way on in as well, where we have some of the more unstable conditions. These storms could, again, produce some issues here with damaging winds, hail, and can't rule out a few isolated tornadoes. So timing it out, this is Friday morning now. Bulk of the storms still offshore here of the West Coast, but starting to move inland now as we head into the late portions of the morning. Tampa, you could be getting on some of these stronger storms. St. Pete as well. Northern Florida getting onto these storms. Jacksonville as we head towards the lunchtime hour. The line of storms continuing to move its way across the state. Once we get that line to move on through, then we settle things down in terms of at least severe weather. There could be some lingering showers on the backside here. We have some of that cold air coming in over the Gulf of Mexico, so some showers here coming back into the West Coast throughout the evening, but the severe threat by then should be done with. But here's tomorrow's forecast in the areas in the dark shade of the red. That's our severe zone, making included back down towards Tallahassee, even down towards the Miami area. Again, we'll be looking for damaging winds as well as some spotty hail, but isolated tornadoes cannot be ruled out. That's why Torcon values are getting up around 3. So a little less than today, but it's not 0. A 30% chance of a tornado within a 50-mile radius in southern Georgia as well as northern Florida. So Jennifer, an area to watch very closely.
And we are going to continue to track every move of Winter Storm Jonas as it gets ready to slam the East Coast. When Weather Center rolls on, how many are preparing for the icy and the dangerous conditions that could pop up along the roads?
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
Your paycheck. Your family depends on it. But if something happened to you, you need life insurance. And chances are SelectQuote can get it for you for under $1 a day. SelectQuote found Alec, 38, a $500,000 policy for under $23 a month. Select Quote found Kenesha 39 a $350,000 policy for under $14 a month. Select Quote's secret? They impartially shop a select group of highly rated companies like these for your best rates. Give your family the security it needs at a price you can afford.
Select Quote could save you hundreds of dollars on life insurance. To see how much you can save, call 1-800-352-8300 or visit SelectQuote.com. Discover what over 1 million families now know. We shop, you save.
This is Peloton, the indoor cycling experience designed to happen in your home. Only Peloton allows you to take high-energy live and on-demand studio cycling classes without having to go anywhere. Ride live with some of the best studio cycling instructors in the country. Ride flexible with thousands of on-demand rides. Ride connected alongside riders from all around the world. This is fitness evolved. This is Peloton.
Yeah, severe weather is I think when the Weather Channel really shines. You see everyone come together during severe weather events. What it comes down to is that this weather is affecting people. When you start linking the people side up to the weather and the science and the data, it makes a real connection and starts, I think, drive home the importance of what we do.
The Calfee family continues to provide funeral services for the residents of Beckley and Raleigh County. Since 1900, Calfee Funeral Home has thoughtfully handled every detail and planned services that honor individuals' style and customs. Simple or elaborate, we'll help you create a meaningful ceremony to celebrate the life and memory of a loved one. For information on pre-planning, cremation, or at-need services, please call Calfee Funeral Home today, 304-253-8381.
Anna thinks you need a PhD to do your own taxes, so we brought in a PhD to help explain them.
You're getting this refund because your son is a qualifying dependent.
I can see that.
Good, good, good.
Good, great.
Intuit TurboTax.
Life's too great to be stuck with stomach issues. Get back to living. KO Pectate Multi-Symptom Relief treats more than diarrhea. It quickly relieves 7 different types of stomach problems, so nothing can hold you back. KO Pectate. Get back to life.
We're geeking out on what's happening in weather, how it happens, and why it's so freaking cool.
Weather Underground, weeknights at 6 on the Weather Channel.
A winter storm warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 27 degrees under fair skies. This afternoon, sunshine and clouds mixed. A few flurries or snow showers possible. High 29. Winds light and variable. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 19. Winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back as we've been following the stormy and severe side of things here in the deep south, following some storms that have moved across parts of Texas and into Louisiana now. And following these storms here, several of them that are in place with tornado warnings out there as well. The newest issued one, tornado warning, Natchitoches and Sabine Parish here in Louisiana until 1:45 a local time. We're watching this storm here as it's moving now just east of Manny. That's going to be moving to the north and the east, right around 35 miles per hour. So holding together, we could be again in Natchitoches having to deal with this dangerous storm. You want to treat it as if a tornado has been spotted. At this point, it's Doppler radar, but you want to make sure you're seeking shelter now, getting into your safe zone, lowest floor of your home, and getting away from those windows. Here's where it will be heading, and you can see the timing of that. Vowels Mill at around 1:24, and then if it again holds together a little bit before 2 o'clock, a clearance, you may be dealing with this as well. So again, movement moving on off towards the north and the east. It'll eventually cross over 49 here, so still a ways away from there. But this is the most dangerous part of the storm right now. You can see where the reds and the greens are pretty much close to each other. That's the indication where we have some of that rotation with this particular storm. So again, that's going to be the most dangerous part of it. Eventually going over 117, 478. If you're in any of those areas I just mentioned, now's the time to be seeking a shelter. All right, so there's the zoomed out picture of this dangerous storm. Again, moving to the north and the east. This is sort of along with a whole rack of other storms that are in place. Some of those are running severe, others running on the tornadic side. In fact, still dealing with a tornado warning south of that particular storm here. This is in place for, well, actually Vernon is under a severe thunderstorm warning. Vernon Parish as well as Newton County in Texas under a severe thunderstorm warning. Hail going to be a threat with these storms, as well as some heavy downpours. Heads up for the lightning as well. And there's that other tornado warning. That's south of the one that is off towards the north. This is for Beauregard Parish and Newton County. City of Maryville included in that. This particular storm, again, moving on off towards the east at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. So dangerous storms. You can almost pick out the hook with that storm, indicating where, again, we have some of that rotation. This is all within an area where we have a tornado watch. So within these areas from East Texas across Louisiana, including Alexandria towards Lake Charles, that's an area where we're most concerned with the potential for these storms to produce tornadoes. That watch is out until 7 o'clock this evening. So several more hours to contend with this, and all these nasty storms will be heading east. So New Orleans, no watch now, but that may change as we head through the day. Jennifer?
Well, from tornadoes to ice, it's a good possibility with this winter storm coming in that we are going to find accumulating ice on the roads and on the bridges and the overpasses and also on the trees. How much? Well, around Lexington, maybe up to a ½ inch of ice. You can see even a darker shade of blue that goes over towards Charlotte and up towards Greensboro, possibly up to an inch of ice. So that is definitely some scary stuff here because it's so hard, almost impossible to drive on it, and you really shouldn't. You shouldn't even try to go out there and drive on it again, and that's what they're encouraging you to do as we see this storm system approaching us. So let's talk a little bit more about accumulating ice. If we have less than a ½ of an inch of ice, it coats the windshields, it coats the bridges. They're pretty slick, and that light ice is going to be found on the trees. But then as that ice builds up to maybe a ½ an inch or even more, that's when we see some serious stuff. That's when most of the roads are going to be covered with ice, the possibility of power outages, and also the tree branches. Some of the smaller limbs can be just broken because of the heavy weight of the ice. But then, again, you saw for Charlotte and over towards Greensboro, maybe more than a ½ an inch of ice, up to an inch. And that is when we can find dangerous conditions on the roads and numerous power outages. So again, Friday night into Saturday is when we could have big problems into North Carolina.
When I first started, I wasn't sure I could do it. Losing 50 pounds felt impossible. But just like everything else in life, it started with a single step.
Introducing the all-new Turbo 10. Lose up to 10 pounds in your first month and 5 inches overall. You'll love it. Money back guaranteed.
I took the first step, and I'm so glad I did. It's simple. Just take the first step.
Nothing beats the feeling of losing weight every week. With Nutrisystem, I have so much more energy, and I feel great.
I lost 5 pounds, and then I lost 10 pounds, and then I lost 15. It's simple. Just take the first step.
Taking that first step changed everything. Now I'm finally healthy and in the best shape I've ever been.
Order your 28-day plan right now. With Turbo 10, you'll get delicious meals and 1 week of our all-new Turbo Shakes, free, packed with protein and probiotics to help support digestive health and bust belly bloat. Plus 1 week of our NutriCrush Shakes to crush hunger free.
Take the first step. I'm Dan Marino, and I lost 22 pounds with Nutrisystem.
My energy is back, and I can't stop smiling about it. I'm Melissa Joan Hart, and I lost 40 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Bye-bye, belly fat.
I saw results right away. There's no counting, no measuring, no meetings. It's easy with Nutrisystem.
I took the first step. I'm glad I did.
48 pounds gone.
I lost 50 pounds. I can't even tell you how good that feels.
I'm Jeannie Francis, and I lost 40 pounds on Nutrisystem.
I'm Marie, and I lost 50 pounds with Nutrisystem.
Call or click now and we'll rush you Turbo 10 today with 14 free shakes plus free shipping. Lose up to 10 pounds in your first month and 5 inches overall. You'll love it. Money back guaranteed.
Pick up the phone and call Nutrisystem today.
Call 888-884-SIZE right now and get the all-new Turbo 10 with 14 shakes free.
Attention users of the blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding.
If you took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered uncontrolled bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking one of these drugs, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
I'm attorney Bob Goldwater. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and were then hospitalized for internal bleeding, call us right now. You may be entitled to substantial compensation.
The makers of these drugs may be to blame for your internal bleeding. You deserve to be paid for what you've been through. Call the Goldwater Law Firm right now. You may be entitled to substantial compensation.
The makers of Pradaxa have agreed to pay $650 million in settlements. If you took Pradaxa or Xarelto and were injured, call us right now.
Call now to see if you qualify. Call 1-800-796-9100. That's 1-800-796-9100. 1-800-796-9100.
Make the cash call and ask for the do-over refi. If you refinanced your mortgage in the last 18 months, we can redo it at a lower rate, like today's 2.875% rate and APR with no closing costs. Just call 855-890-CASH.
I really want there to be a venue where people who are trying to make a difference can have a voice and have a place to talk about their passions. Weather, climate, environment, technology, science. They're the topics of our lives right now. So let's talk about them.
A winter storm warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 27 degrees under fair skies. This afternoon, sunshine and clouds mixed. A few flurries or snow showers possible. High 29. Winds light and variable. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 19. Winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Closed captioning brought to you by Beltone.
Beltone is conducting a new trial on innovative hearing technology. You will be asked to evaluate a remarkable product that's virtually invisible. Call 1-800-BELTONE.
No, take this very, very seriously. We're giving people a clear warning early, and this is something that did work last time. Giving people now a couple of days to change their plans, to prepare. Anyone who has the illusion that they're going to be taking big trips on Saturday and Sunday, get that out of your mind. It's not happening. You know, lots of flights are going to be canceled starting, I'm sure, on Friday around the country and cascading into Saturday. Travel on the roads is going to get harder and harder starting in other parts of the Eastern Seaboard on Friday, hitting us later that night or into Saturday morning. So I think people need to take this very seriously and recognize that this is the real thing.
To help keep our citizens safe, moments ago, I signed an executive order declaring a state of emergency in Maryland, which goes into effect at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. The State Highway Administration will be pre-treating all major highways starting today through tomorrow before the snow starts. Statewide, SHA has 2,700 pieces of equipment that will be deployed and is ready with 365,000 tons of salt to battle the storm.
Well, there you have it, hearing a bit from the governor of Maryland as well as the New York City mayor about what they're thinking and how to prepare for this upcoming storm system. Half past the hour here on Weather Center Live. Thanks for staying with us. I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace.
And I'm meteorologist Jennifer Lopez. A lot to look at as we are watching this snowstorm not really getting going yet. We do have severe weather with it, but we are just anticipating it to really impact the mid-Atlantic. And here's the latest. The public schools throughout Washington, D.C. are closed for tomorrow.
Currently 68 million are under winter weather alerts, and already there's a state of emergency for Virginia, Maryland, as well as Pennsylvania.
All right, so let's look a little bit more at this system that is going to be having a lot of snow with it as it moves into the mid-Atlantic. We're going to really start to see it ramp up by tomorrow afternoon, throughout the day or throughout the night on Friday and throughout the day on Saturday. A lot of snowfall, but a lot of wind as well across the mid-Atlantic, and that's going to blow a lot of that snow around. You can see the snow is in the forecast all the way back towards Kentucky and into portions of the deep south, but the heaviest amount of snows will be found through the Appalachians, up across Virginia and into Maryland.
Yeah, so we have a huge area that we'll be watching for some of these issues. Winter alerts, we've got those in place from pretty much all the way across now, even including parts of Missouri, down into Arkansas. You've got winter storm warnings. We also have blizzard warnings now in effect. Parts of Virginia into Maryland, and that does include Baltimore, Annapolis, and then working back towards D.C. itself under blizzard warning. Blizzard watches are up. Those are the purple areas here. Delaware getting into Jersey, as well as here across Long Island. So we're watching for the potential for blizzard conditions to come in. The warning areas, those blizzard conditions are expected. So a combination of the snow and the wind really whipping that around, going to make it almost impossible to see visibility coming down to almost nothing. So here's the setup for tomorrow. Strong areas of high pressure off towards the north. That's where we have all our cold air. That's going to remain locked in place. Then our developing storm system, we're going to see that work across the deep south and eventually redevelop and really start to strengthen just off the coast with our jet stream and the way they're going to be pretty much in place. The northern branch, the southern branch in place to really help this thing deepen or strengthen here off the coast. So strong winds, and of course with the moisture coming into the colder air, we've got the precipitation that's going to be coming down in the form of snow. In some cases, a mixture of rain and snow. In other cases, an icing situation. Terrible for sure. We'll talk about exactly who may be in line for that. Here's tonight, starting to see some of these areas in the purple, freezing rain potential generally south of Lexington, but back towards Arkansas. There's your wintry mix. Then tomorrow, look at this zone here for us. Northeast Georgia through South Carolina into North Carolina, even parts of Virginia. Pretty huge area where we could be talking about significant freezing rain here for us in the order of potentially measuring it over a ½ an inch up to an inch. Could be a crippling and downright disastrous situation here with all of that ice. Then on the northern fringe, that's where we've got our snow piling up for us, parts of West Virginia, working up through the rest of the mid-Atlantic, eventually getting up Friday night into spots like Philadelphia, and then moving its way up the coast heading into the weekend. So on Saturday now, New York City, you're seeing the snow and a little bit of snow showing up for us around Boston, but it looks like this time around with this particular system, southern New England, you won't be talking about, at least southeast New England won't be talking about the big totals. It is going to be a mid-Atlantic blockbuster storm. In fact, there are the totals now for us. Our forecast going through Sunday, the pink areas, 1.5 feet to even 2 feet or more will be possible. And again, dangerous to be out in these kinds of conditions. Jennifer?
All right. Well, on the western side or the back side of this area of low pressure, we are going to be watching conditions here across Middle Tennessee in Nashville for the morning. It should be all rain, but that temperature will be barely above the freezing mark. As we go throughout the day, it's going to drop a little bit more. By lunchtime, we could be mixing in with some freezing rain. And then by the evening rush hour for tomorrow, we are looking at the good possibility of more snow to come across Tennessee and right through Franklin over towards Nashville and even into Smyrna. We could be seeing conditions pretty dicey for the ride home for tomorrow. So be aware of that. This is just going to sweep across the deep south, but it's really going to trigger into the mid-Atlantic. Blizzard warning for D.C. and Baltimore. A blizzard watch means conditions are possible for blizzard conditions with wind speeds as high as 60 miles an hour. And it's mainly going to be those winds that's going to blow all that snow around. Now, as we look at this storm system impacting the mid-Atlantic, it'll really ramp up towards late tomorrow night. throughout the day on Saturday. Then that area of low pressure is going to be offshore by late Saturday and Sunday. So a lot of the the newer precipitation on Sunday is not really going to be found. However, Sunday we're still going to be dealing with some gusty winds at times across the mid-Atlantic. For Philadelphia, your snow totals quite impressive. More than a foot here, up to 17 inches are possible. We also see maybe a foot of snow coming up into northern New Jersey, and then over towards central Pennsylvania, just over 10 inches of snow can be expected. So Philadelphia is going to have quite an impact on this system, even down towards South Jersey. More than a few inches of snow is expected, but watch out along the coast. We're expecting those strong winds to be quite dicey here. They could even be worse along the coast than right along the mid-Atlantic or the inland areas. But anywhere from Delaware to Baltimore, we're going to be dealing with maybe a foot of snow, but over towards Baltimore, we're expecting the higher amounts. So as we look into Washington, D.C., again, it's going to be towards the afternoon, towards tomorrow night, when we see the snow moving in, continuing throughout Saturday night. By Sunday, by the middle of Sunday, it should taper off. But again, we could be digging out for more than a foot or 2 feet of snow here. And around the Shenandoah Valley, we're really going to be increasing that, maybe up to 30 inches of snow in a few spots. Certainly dicey on 81 and also along 95 throughout Virginia. Alex?
All right, well, we continue to watch some active storms here across parts of Texas and into Louisiana. This is an area under a tornado watch until 7 o'clock this evening. They're in East Texas and they're into a good chunk of Louisiana. Ongoing storms, you can see them lining up here for us. We've had some storms move through the Jasper area and now moving across western sections of Louisiana. Severe thunderstorm warnings and even a tornado warning, which is still in effect here until 1:45. So still dealing with it for about another 8 minutes or so. Natchitoches as well as Sabine Parish until 1:45, dealing with that storm moving to the northeast, right around 35 miles per hour. Looks like the most dangerous part of the storm right now is going to move just south of the Natchitoches area, but Luella 202, if it holds together, it'll be in your general vicinity. So now's the time to get into your safe zone, seeking shelter, lowest floor of your home, and certainly getting away from the windows as the storm moves to the north and the east. We'll keep you updated on these storms along with Winter Storm Jonas next.
A winter storm warning is in effect. Currently in our area, 27 degrees under sunny skies. This afternoon, sunshine and clouds mixed. A few flurries or snow showers possible. High 29. Winds light and variable. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 19. Winds east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.